You're staring at two spreadsheets that are supposed to match. They don't. And somewhere in those thousands of rows, there's a number that's wrong, and your boss is going to find it before you do. That's the exact problem we tested 5 AI tools against this week. Not demos, real spreadsheets, real discrepancies, real-time pressure. And what we found is going to change how you do this permanently. So the tool here isn't one thing. It's a method, a specific workflow using AI that replaces the manual scan entirely. We're going to walk through exactly how we do it, which AI handles this best, and where each one quietly fails you. Here's who this is for. If you reconcile financial data, audit reports, compare client lists, or QA any kind of export versus a master file, this workflow saves you somewhere between 45 minutes and 3 hours per comparison. We timed it. Who it's not for. If your spreadsheets are under 50 rows and you just need a quick eyeball, VLOOKUP still wins on speed. But the moment you're past a few hundred rows, or the discrepancies are structural rather than obvious, the manual scan is the single most dangerous thing you can do, because it feels thorough. It isn't. Drop a comment right now and tell us what you're actually comparing. Client invoices against payments? Payroll exports? Inventory counts? Because the specific method we show you in the next section changes depending on your data type, and your answer helps us build the next video. Here's the setup. We have two versions of the same financial export. The master has 942 rows. The revised version has 944 rows. 2 rows were added. 6 values were changed. 1 column was silently renamed, and 1 date was reformatted from month day, year to year month day, which means a formula elsewhere just broke without any error message. That's the kind of thing the manual scan misses every single time. For smaller datasets, under about 15,000 cells, the fastest method is direct paste. We copy both sheets as plain text, paste them into a single ChatGPT prompt, and give it this exact instruction. Compare these two datasets row by row. List every discrepancy. Added rows, deleted rows, changed values, renamed columns, and formatting changes. Output as a structured table with row number, column name, original value, and new value. Now here's what most reviewers don't show you. ChatGPT 4 will find the value changes and the added rows, but it consistently misses the column rename if the rename is subtle. We tested this 6 times. 6 times it reported the renamed column as a new column and the original as deleted. That is not a discrepancy report. That's a false alarm that sends you down the wrong path for 20 minutes. The fix is one additional line in your prompt. Before comparing values, check whether any column headers in version 2 are semantically equivalent to headers in version 1 that appear to be missing. Flag these as renames, not deletions. With that line added, ChatGPT 4 caught the rename correctly in 5 out of 6 tests. 1 miss. Still not perfect. Keep that in mind. Time cost for this method. About 4 minutes per comparison, once you have the prompt template saved. We'll put the full prompt template in the description. If this is saving you time, subscribe. We test AI tools on real professional workflows every week. No paid placements, ever. If it doesn't save you time or money, we say so. That's the deal. For larger files, anything over about 15,000 cells, the paste method breaks down. The context window gets saturated, and the model starts hallucinating matches. We saw this happen with a 2,200 row payroll file. ChatGPT reported 0 discrepancies. There were 11. So we use Claude instead, and we make it write a Python script for us. Write me a Python script that compares 2 CSV files and outputs a full discrepancy report. Added rows, deleted rows, changed cell values with their row and column references, renamed columns using fuzzy matching, and formatting inconsistencies in date and number fields. Output the report as a new CSV file. Claude writes the script in about 40 seconds. Here's what makes this method genuinely better for large files. The script uses fuzzy matching on column headers, which catches renames that exact match comparison misses entirely. It flags date format inconsistencies at the cell level, not just the column level. And it outputs a clean CSV you can hand directly to a client or a manager without formatting it yourself. We ran this script against our 942 row test file. It caught all 6 value changes. It caught both added rows. It flagged the column rename correctly. And it flagged the date reformatting in column F, rows 218 through 223, with the original format and the new format listed side by side. That is what a real discrepancy report looks like. Time cost: about 8 minutes the first time you set it up. Under 2 minutes every comparison after that, because the script is reusable forever. Now, the limitation nobody mentions. If your CSV has merged cells when exported from Excel, the script breaks. Pandas reads merged cells as one value followed by blank cells, and the comparison logic counts every blank as a discrepancy. We hit this on a client's inventory export and got a report showing 412 discrepancies. There were 3. The fix is one line added to the prompt. Also add a pre-processing step that forward fills any blank cells that result from merged cell exports before running the comparison. Fixed. Every time. If you're not comfortable with Python at all, and you live in Google Sheets, here's the cleanest no-code version of this workflow. Gemini is now natively embedded in Google Workspace. You pull it up in the sidebar, and you can reference both sheets directly without copy-pasting anything. Compare Sheet 1 and Sheet 2. Identify every row where values differ between the 2 sheets, any rows present in one sheet but not the other, and any column header differences. Output your findings as a list organized by type of discrepancy. Gemini's output here is readable and accurate for straightforward comparisons. We tested it against a 400-row client list comparison. It found all the discrepancies correctly and formatted the output in plain English with row references. Here's the honest limitation. Gemini in the sidebar doesn't output a separate CSV. It gives you a text summary. For a quick internal check, that's fine. For anything you need to document, share, or audit, you're going to be retyping its findings manually, which defeats part of the purpose. The other limitation: the Gemini Workspace integration currently requires a Google Workspace Business Standard plan or higher. That's $14 per user per month. If you're on a free Google account or a personal Gmail, you don't have sidebar access. You'd need to use the paste method in Gemini Advanced instead, which runs through the same token limit issues as ChatGPT on large files. So here's where each method actually fits. For quick under 500 row comparisons, where you want an answer in 3 minutes, ChatGPT paste method with the enhanced prompt. For anything larger, anything you need to document, anything with messy exports or merged cells, Claude plus the Python script. For non-technical users who live in Google Sheets and need a readable summary for an internal check, Gemini in the sidebar, as long as you're on the right plan. Here's who acts on this today. You're a financial analyst, an operations manager, an auditor, or anyone whose job involves reconciling data between 2 sources on a regular basis. You're already spending over an hour per week on manual comparison. This workflow pays for your time investment back in the first use. Set it up today. Here's who waits. If your comparisons are occasional, once a month or less, and your files are small, spend 30 minutes building a VLOOKUP template instead. Faster to set up, no AI dependency, handles your volume fine. Here's who skips AI entirely for this task. If your organization runs enterprise data tools like Alteryx, Informatica, or even Power Query in Excel, those tools have built-in comparison and reconciliation workflows that are more reliable and auditable than any AI prompt method. Use what you already have. We're not going to tell you to add a tool you don't need. And one honest note: every AI method we tested has a failure mode. The paste methods hit token limits on large files. The Python script breaks on merged cell exports without the pre-processing fix. Gemini doesn't give you a portable output. None of these are perfect. They are all dramatically faster than the manual scan. Know the failure mode of the method you use, and you'll be fine. We used this same Claude Python workflow to catch a pricing error in a vendor contract. $312,000. That's a different video, and it's already up. It covers what happens when the discrepancy isn't in the data itself, but in the formula logic underneath it. That's the next level of this, and it's where the real exposure lives. What tool or workflow should we test next? Drop it in the comments. We read every single one, and the most requested topics go straight to the top of the queue.